We are here at Barnstormers. This is a 3-day race called the Big Apple Challenge. One of the bigger events up here in the Northeast. Happy to be here at the barn, as you can see. Kind of become our home track lately. And that's awesome because they always do such a good job. Rohan, all his crew, always putting together amazing layouts. Can't thank them enough. We have a pretty clutch little pit spot here. Here with my buddy Alan, of course.
What's up, everybody?
Waiting on George. He'll be getting here a little later. We got here nice and early, just so we could pick out whatever pit spot we wanted, basically. And we did. Layout looks awesome today. Still pretty wet, and we're probably not going to be running on it for a little bit. That's fine. Plenty of time to make a few little last adjustments to the car and think about tires. All this dirt was recently sifted, so not a lot of rocks, which is always great for 8-scale racing. You don't want big chunky rocks out there. Track looks better than ever, and really excited for this weekend.
Jared Wiggins 28.6. Romaine Spencer 56.8.
So the first day here at the Big Apple Challenge is just practice, which is awesome. We have all day to hit the track and pretty much run as much as we want. The turnout is lower than I had expected, which is kind of good. Makes for a shorter day of racing. Not as much competition, of course, but it's still nice to have a quick day. And that means less people here, so more time on the driver's stand. Today is awesome. Basically go out, run a pack, see how the car handles. The track is dried out pretty well now, and then decide if you want to make changes to your car. I mean, you could do it over and over again all day long until they actually close the facility down. So that's awesome. I wish there was more of that in RC, but you kind of need more time to make that happen, like a 3-day race. Track is very flowy, really fun. Nothing too difficult. No kind of car wrecker jumps or anything like that. There's a big triple on the back that's pretty challenging. Basically keep tuning the cars, trying to get that truggy to be a little quicker around those corners and have some fun.
Johnson 116.8. Scott Salter 45.8. 2.3. Scott Salter 32.1.
What? Hey, Scotty, what's up, brother?
Scott Salter
Little race day at the
30.5.
barn. Got some practice going on. Having
Dennis
a
the
good
King
time.
Jones 116.8.
Getting excited. We got complying with the mandate when we go up there in the driver's
Forgot
stand.
to mention that everyone's wearing masks on the driver's stand, of
Yeah,
course.
up there, right? I don't want to be coming home with no Corona RC version
Andrews,
funkiness, you know what I'm
32.2.
saying? But we're excited, getting some practice in. Alan's changing up the tires.
Alan's going back out.
Changed some juice in my car.
John Good
Battery's a little
44.8.
swollen, not looking
Omar
too
Ali
good. I think it's time to
102.3.
retire.
Saul
Work the
Robert
bugs out.
36.2.
Gotta fix a little bit of my rear
Scott
silver
Yep.
on
Salter
the car.
30.4.
And
Bill
that's it.
Valley
Track 7,
15.4.
15 minutes for maintenance. So,
Dennis the King
peace.
Jones.
Andrew Henry.
Time to go home for the night. Good day with lots of driving. Time for the festivities.
Michael Bernari 32.2.
Morning, day 2, qualifying day. Everyone's just cleaning up their bench a little bit. Track looks nice and ready to go. And it's just a matter of getting the cars lined up and getting ready for a long day of qualifying. 3 rounds today, so it should be great.
Michael Bernari 30.6. Al
One upside down after a roll double. One upside down after the roll double. Towards me, Kevin James, towards me.
Trevor Alberding 48.7. Alan Placer 36.1. Marshawn Davis. Alan Placer 31.4. 31.1. Saunders in first place, followed by Jack Electric in second place, followed by Lockwood in third place.
Down and quiet. All right, they're off. They're off.
All right, morning of day 3, mains day. Weekend's been going real well so far. Fantastic weather. Layout's been great. How I'm driving, I'm doing pretty well. I feel pretty happy with my performance. I feel like I'm driving as fast as I can personally go, with mistakes and all. I'm just not at the level where I can run a whole race or qualifier without making a mistake. So, just leaving the hotel now, heading over to the track.
And yesterday we got a whole bunch of qualifying in, some of us for better, some for worse. And then today, Sunday, we got the main events going on. So right now, Scott already ran, and Al and I are up in B-main, race number 10. And then if either one of us happens to be lucky enough to get the bump, we're going to go to race 19. But other than that, we'll be in 10. There's going to be a race 16 for the old guys, 40 plus. Buggy as well, and then the finale, electric truggy, race number 20, putting it all out there, trying to bring home some hardware for Jersey Shore RC racing crew, and that's it. Barnstormers, great day. We're doing another awesome one by RC Musty Productions. Scott, the Hawk, doing it up for us.
My apologies.
Bike lost?
Doing some track prep.
I don't know about that, but nonetheless, we're out here, we're doing it.
All right. Hope you guys drive better than I did. Pressure's on now, bro. Yeah, go. You didn't get Jack? Oh, here it goes.
simple. The flag man round. That's what you forward. Flag man points to you. Are you ready? If you're not ready, you got to tell the flag man.
Alright, so I figured I'd do a little bit of commentary on this 40-plus electric A-main that we got going on here. George and Alan are both racing, and we have a little bit of an accident here. So, as you can see, Alan and George kind of collided there mid-air. To me, it looked more like just two lines that crossed each other on that tricky little off-camber double back there, and definitely not what you want to do to one of your buddies on the racetrack. They started up high, and that crash ended putting them in the back of the group. George really kind of got jammed up in the back. Alan ended up kind of doing okay out of that and found himself in third place and drove really, really well all weekend.
That was whack, Ophir. Just for that, the guys are going to get you.
Back up to the 12 cone exactly because it's the sight line. Thank you.
You can see that it was pretty important to stay in that main line, as it is a lot of times in off-road racing. There ends up being kind of fluff around the outsides of the corners that gets real slippery, so you had to be really on point with your accuracy where you're driving and just really try to be mistake-free. That's the thing that ends up putting you back. Lots of rubbing and racing here, so you can see some contact being made. It's just part of it, to an extent. You know, you see a lot of times if there's an egregious error, someone will pull over and let that person that got hit go by.
The top drivers are Hughes left in first place, followed by Butters in second place, followed by the first home Ryan in third place.
As far as my race weekend goes, I had a blast, had fun during practice, and did really well in qualifying. Pretty much better than I ever really have at one of these big events. I ended up getting onto that 12-lap pace, which most of the decent guys were going, and started second in the C, which was pretty good. I totally could have bumped into the B if I had just kept up that speed, but unfortunately for me on mains day, I kind of, I don't really know, I wasn't really in the right mindset to go racing, which is so clutch. Ended up doing pretty poorly in the buggy, and had made a change to it, which made it a little unstable to drive, oversteering a little bit, and I got so frustrated I ended up just walking right off the stand for buggy, which something I've never done before, just out of pure frustration. But it was at that point there was no way I was going to bump into the B. I was in last place and I just wasn't having fun. And then the Truggy race at the end of the day, which we waited around for, of course, actually went worse than the buggy for me. They put every E-Truggy that had showed up into one A main, so there was about 12 or 13 trucks out there, which isn't necessarily a big problem, but I started mid-pack and ended up just kind of driving sloppy, and again ended up towards the rear of the pack. Just couldn't get past a lot of the back markers. I had kind of gotten tied up in the first lap and ended up near the back of the pack, so head guys end up getting away, and then you have to try to battle your way up. And although I did stay on the stand for the whole main, it just didn't drive well. And then the worst part, of course, was George actually was coming around to lap me, and on that same jump that he and Alan had collided on, we collided on. Same deal, just two different lines that crossed, and I ended up hitting George and cost him a podium spot, which stinks. That is my worst fear as a racer, is to really screw up someone else's day, especially when I'm getting lapped, which is embarrassing. But yeah, so could have gone better for me. That mains day personally for me was a nightmare. But you know, I learned a lot of things, and I'm really happy I went.
7 minutes. The top drivers are being
Just wanted to give a shout out to my two boys, Alan and George. Thanks for always backing me up out there, giving me lots of types of support as we all kind of try to support each other. And wanted to thank Barnstormers, Rohan, all these guys that helped them out, everyone that helped pitch in to make this race happen. Excellent work, guys, and really looking forward to getting out and racing again soon. Season's coming to an end here, so hopefully have at least 2 more races to go to this season of 2020, and do a little bit better, keep my head in the game a little bit more on that main event time. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Lots more to come here on the channel, and looking forward to the future, hopefully one without COVID in it. All right, thanks a lot. Peace.